Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada, and you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Monday today, and over the last few weeks, other than last week when I was away, I have been popping on Mondays, usually at 6:30 Pacific, to share there we go, a little more light on the scene, to share a memory keeping project. So I'm so excited that Stampin' Up! Has brought, now that we have the Close to My Heart makers have joined us, Stampin' Up! Is now bringing in a whole scrapbooking line, and I'm so excited to bring that back. It's been a long time since I've done scrapbooking. When I started with Stampin' Up!, I kind of switched over to just card making, but it's so much fun to actually get back to memory keeping and scrapbooking. So I've decided that on Mondays at 6:30 usually, it's a little early today, I will jump on and share either a single layout or a double layout with you. And I'm excited because these pictures are hot off the press. So these pictures are some of the pictures I took or we took during last week when I was in visiting family in Calgary, and we went to Canmore, which is a beautiful town at the kind of just in the Rockies, right at the edge of the Rockies, just before you get to Banff in Alberta. Beautiful, beautiful little town. And so we went and spent the night, my two sisters and one of my nieces. And so I've got some of those pictures. I've got a little bit of pictures of some of the crafting we did with another niece while I was there. So let's get started. I'm going to switch over to my desktop. Hey, Gabriella, welcome. All right, so hi. I'll scroll down in just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to use, I'm using the paper, the designer series paper from the Country Woods paper, which is part of the Country, I want to say Country Birdhouses, but I'm not sure that that's actually correct. There's Country Birdhouses is one of the suites. There is Country Woods and also Country Lace designer series paper. But I thought this wood grain was kind of pretty and fit into the mountain scene. So that's one. And then on this other piece, this is another one that's more in Misty Moonlight, but I thought it went nicely with the Night of Navy paper. Got my pictures kind of all matted. I'm also using, what else am I using in this? I am using the Peaceful Evergreens dies. So I've cut out a bunch of trees. I'm also using the Everyday Greetings, Greetings of the Season tags, which are perfect for journaling. So that's kind of what I've got going on here. And then the stamp set, this is one of the new stamp sets that Stampin' Up! Has brought out to go along with the scrapbooking. This one actually coordinates with the Snowy Day scrapbook workshop kit, but I love some of the sentiments. So I'm going to use Unforgettable Memories, Magical Moments, and the Burr, because it was a little chilly for me in Canmore, actually in Calgary too for that matter. So I'm using that stamp set. All right, let's move these away and my pictures, and we'll just get started on the layouts to start with. So this is the first layout. Now I've cut a piece. This is 12 by 12 cardstock. Let's see, can I scroll in a little bit? There we go, that's a little bit better. Okay, so I cut a piece of this designer series paper, and I'm hoping this is going to work. This is my idea, is to tear it so it looks like mountain peaks. So this is the kind of Night of Navy wood grain. So I'm going to try and just very kind of gingerly tear this kind of in zigzag. Kind of thought that it would be kind of pretty to have mountain peaks, because definitely Canmore is right, like I said, right kind of at the start of the mountains. And there are actually there's a lot of mountains around it, but I'll show you one of the pictures is it's called the Three Sisters. It's 3 mountain peaks together. And so my two sisters and I always have kind of a laugh about it. And in fact, my one sister bought me a necklace in the shape of the Three Sisters. So there we go, mountain peaks, because that's just kind of something not a little different, rather than just having a straight edge. It kind of fits. We'll see where I'm going to put this. And then I could use this one on the other piece if it shows up. I don't know that it's going to show up all that well. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one at the top. You could do some blending with this if you wanted to cover off the white, but I kind of like the snow. There was definitely snow on the mountains, and in fact it actually snowed overnight a little bit. Didn't really last. A bit of skiff of a snow in Canmore when we woke up on the Tuesday morning. So I'm going to put this up here like that. I don't get to go to the mountains all that much. This is not. All right, I'm going to keep it on that one because you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so there's my mountain scene for that one. And then for this one, this is going to be the second, the other side to this. I've got a 12 by 12 piece of the Misty Moonlight cardstock, and then I cut a piece that is 6 inches by 12 inches just to add a little bit of a different color and texture to this piece. Not sure there's a right way and a wrong way, but we're going to go that way. Okay, there we go. Pretty simple layout. Coordinating the colors a little bit with the same designer series paper on the 2 sheets. Okay, so then I've already gone ahead and I found some pictures. So this is my 2 sisters and I looking back at the mountains in Canmore. Again, this is just those same mountains. I just kind of zoomed in with my camera. A little bit different time. The sun kept going in and out of behind the clouds, and so this was a little bit different time when the sun was out. This is the 3 sisters, not only the 3 sisters and my niece, but these are the 3 sisters mountains that I mentioned. Again, this is just me looking back at those same mountains, my sisters and my niece poking in from the back. And then these 2 pictures are part of the reason I went back, was to help my niece Nadine do some crafting for an upcoming craft fair. So she was busy sewing. I was teaching her how to do binding on hot pots and other things. And then my sister and I did a lot of cutting out. That's my sister Gail, for other projects that she's got lined up for her craft fair. So that's just kind of not really Canmore, not really mountains, but it's just kind of telling the story of the weekend. So I cut my pictures. When I cut pictures, I don't necessarily cut them to the same size. I usually just trim them to get the focal part of them. And then when I make the matting for them, I cut the mat 1/4 inch bigger all round. And so these are not necessarily, this one probably is 4 inches by 4 1/4, but whatever these sizes are, after I've trimmed it up, I cut the mat, in this case smoky slate, 1/4 inch bigger. All right, so let's just try and take that one. We'll just kind of lay these. Oops, where's those other 2 gone? Because I want to use. So it tells a little bit of a story of kind of all the activities that happened over the weekend. Lots of visiting, which was lovely. Okay, so I like to use dimensionals when I put my pictures on, and I probably should have put these on ahead of time, because now you're going to have to watch me. So I love to do scrapbooking, but I'm not somebody who loves to spend a ton of time scrapbooking. That's the same with my cards. I love to make cards, but I don't spend a ton of time. Hey Lorraine, welcome. We did have an amazing time. It was lovely to get back and visit family and friends, other than I could have dealt with it being just a touch warmer. Yeah, so I don't, even when I make cards, I don't like to spend a ton of time making the cards. I like things that are, I'll spend the time doing the die cutting, but I won't spend a lot of time kind of thinking about it and laying it aside. Once I have an idea, I usually kind of just go with this idea. And so for this scrapbook, I maybe spent probably 20 minutes or so getting the pictures cut to the size I wanted, and then just kind of getting an idea of what I wanted to do. So you can, just to show, I guess what I'm telling you that is, you don't have to spend a ton of time and think that scrapbooking is gonna, take you forever to do. And if you just pick a few pictures from a recent event and kind of get started that way, it's a great on your weekend in this case. All right, so I'm just kind of laying these out. I definitely need a title. So I'm going to leave room for not only a title, but also for my tag. So we'll probably just tuck that tag. Now I cut out, and I'm going to glue these on. Actually, let's start with these, and we can decorate. I cut a bunch of trees out from the Peaceful Evergreens bundle, or the dies. It's one of the dies or bundles from the Season of Elegance suite that's in the mini catalog. So I don't know. I sometimes will put my pictures at an angle, and sometimes I put them straight. This time I guess they're going to be straight. And we'll decorate them after I get. So my weekend started with spending time with my niece and nephew, so Jaden and Nadine. And like I said, we spent 2 days getting ready, helping her get ready for craft fair, which was so much fun. She's doing some making of hot pots and what else? So she makes these lovely gnomes that of course came home. A gnome came home with me. But hot pots and coasters. So she's sewing hot pots and coasters, and she's got all sorts of amazing things. So if you live in Calgary and you're interested, reach out to me and I will tell you where this craft fair is. All right, so quick and easy, getting the pictures laid out. That'll be my smoky slate, because that was what I matted with. So I've got 3 pieces of smoky slate. I really measured to get the size for these. I measured the size of the stamps that I'm going to be stamping, and then cut them just a little bit bigger. So I'm stamping in Night of Navy. You could do Misty Moonlight, because that's also on my on that one piece of designer series paper. I couldn't resist this burr stamp because it was just a little chilly for me. And then the Unforgettable Moments. So just a few little stamps on here. And then let's bring those back and figure out where they're going to go. That's going to go. Let's get some scissors, and I'm just going to cut a tag, or a banner end, tag end, banner end, fishtail end. People call this all sorts of things. Just cut up from the middle and then diagonally in both directions. And so I think I'm just going to take and put that on there. That still leaves me room to do some journaling. And then, of course, I have. I'm going to poke all these bits out. I cut some, I love these dies from the Peaceful Evergreens. So there are 2 parts to the trees. You can stamp them, but there is a background piece and then there's the branches, and it just adds a really nice kind of dimension to the trees. Just poking some bits out. And let's close on that one. Oops. There. And then there's these trees that kind of all go together. So there's 3 sizes of trees, the small, medium, and the large. And I'm just going to use just a touch of glue behind this. Hopefully I don't get glue all over. There we go. I'm not going to put that down on there because I'll get glue on my pictures and I don't want that. So I don't worry about getting glue on all of the branches. Just kind of making sure it'll stick at least partly. All right, is that everything? Oh, and the other thing I've got is, I love this. This is the Frayed Grosgrain White. It is one of the online exclusives, and I thought that this would just look kind of pretty as a piece of ribbon on my tag. Okay, so let's kind of get started. And again, I'm going to use some dimensionals. If you're worried about your scrapbook pages being too thick, then kind of don't use so many dimensionals. But I'm not too worried about that. Straight. I'm gonna just put that on there. Hopefully that leaves me enough room to, I'm not gonna glue that on quite yet because I want to journal and I don't want that to be hard to write on. So we'll put that on afterwards. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so where am I going to put? Oh, this has to grab some dimensions. That. Oops. Okay. Put a tree there. You can do this as much or as little as you want. I like some extra layers to my layout. Let's see, where is that gonna go? Let's put that there, and then this can go like this. And did I cut a piece? Thought I cut a piece of ribbon, but of course I can't find it now, so we'll cut another one. So this is quite a small little hole, but you actually can get that through. So I'm going to just use my take your pick tool and poke that down. It's kind of fluffy. Hopefully I can get that through. Yes, it was very fun, Sarah, to be able to go back and visit my family. I don't get back very often. I think the last time I was back was last September, and we did a trip to Banff, actually. I think I did some scrapbooking on it just fairly recently. My sister Gail and I have seen each other more recently because she came to Mexico on the incentive trip with me. So, all right, so I think I'll just leave that one. That's not wanting to pull, but that's okay. We'll just we'll trim this a little bit. Like that. This ribbon definitely frays and just kind of, you get all the little fluff bits from it, but that will be where I do some journaling. All right, now the last thing I want to do, because I can't help but put some embellishments on. These are the iridescent faceted gems. Just absolutely so pretty. They look like little snowflakes, so I thought that they would be quite perfect for this. since we did have a little bit of snow. And you can put as many of these on as you want. Put some on your trees. Didn't see too much decorating for Christmas. It was more Halloween while I was there, and it's still, in my opinion, a little early for decorating for Christmas. I don't tend to do that until after November the 11th. Let's put another one on there. Okay, that's probably enough. Oh, I want one more on this tree. 3 on each. All right, there we go. Quick and easy way to remember my trip to Calgary over the last weekend. Let's see. Oops, not like that. There we go. So you can see the layout and how the two kind of coordinate together because of the same designer series paper and the same kind of color combination on both. So there we go. So just to show you that it really doesn't have to be take too long. What's that been? About 20 minutes for me to put that together. Thanks, Lorraine. And about maybe 20 minutes before I went live to get things cut out and just kind of planning ahead. I had it in my head around the tearing of the paper to look like mountains, but I wasn't sure how that was going to go. And I probably could have used that other piece and put behind it so that it looked like there was kind of double stack of mountains. But anyway, next time around. So try it. If you haven't scrapbooked in a long time or you've never scrapbooked, don't let it intimidate you. Come join me on a Monday night and you can see the kind of layouts that I'm creating. I'm also doing the scrapbook workshop kits once a month. So the one for October got delayed a little bit. So I've pushed it out until November 8th. A little bit of time if you want to order that kit. Or if you want to order that kit, I'm sure we could delay it a little bit longer. So that's the next one is the Autumn Memories, I think it's called, or Sweet as Autumn. Sweet as Autumn, I think. Scrapbook kit. And then the one for December is the Reindeer Days. So if you're interested in either of those, just reach out to me and I will tell you how you can join. And we will make the 3 double layouts for those scrapbook kits. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Now, I will be live tomorrow night at 6:30 with my sketch challenge. And then again on Wednesday night with a technique. Now, that will be a little earlier than normal. It will be about 4:30 as well because I have a meeting on Wednesday night. But come join me for any or all of my lives through the week. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Hope you have a great